Okay, in section 4.3, we're going to introduce the elimination method, and we're going to do what I'm calling basic elimination. We'll add more steps to it next class. Okay, we already did solving by graphing and we did solve by substitution. When you solve by substitution, you want to make sure one of the equations says x equals or y equals. When you solve using the elimination method, you want to make sure the like terms in both equations line up. So for example, on this one, you can see the x's line up, the y's line up, the equals line up, and then the constants line up. Same on this one, x's, y's, equals, numbers. And they don't have to be, as long as they're matched up, it doesn't matter if the x's or y's come first. Okay, after they're lined up, when you add the equations, you want to eliminate one of the variables by canceling, and that's the elimination method. Okay, today we're doing basic elimination, which means that there will always be a variable that cancels. Okay, so on example one, we already checked the x's lined up, the y's lined up, the equals lined up, and the constants line up. So I can go ahead and add down by column to combine the like terms. Okay, so if I do 5x minus 5x, that's 0. So these cancel. Okay, I'm going to go to the next column. This is positive 1y plus 2y. That gives me 3y. Equals comes down, and if I do negative 2 plus 11, negative 2 plus 11 is 9. So I get 3y equals 9. Okay, I can solve for y using this equation really quickly. Okay, so I got y equals 3, which is great, except I know I also need to get x. Okay, now to get x, I need to plug the y back into one of the first two original equations. I'm going to copy the first equation. I didn't pick the first one for any particular reason. Okay, now I know that y equals 3. So where the y is, I'm going to plug in 3. So instead of y, I'm going to plug in 3 there. Okay, now I can solve this equation so I can get x. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Divide by 5. I get x is negative 1, and then my final answer should always be an ordered pair. So the x coordinate goes first, the y coordinate goes second, and that's my final answer. Okay, let's go ahead and do example 2. Okay, before we use elimination, the first step is to make sure the x's are lined up, the y's are lined up, the equals line up, and the constants line up. Okay, if everything lines up, I'm going to go ahead and add down to cancel, and today there will always be something that cancels. In the future, we will have to make things cancel. Okay, let's go to the first column. Okay, this is 5x minus 3x. I'm going down. 5x minus 3x is 2x. Okay, for the next column, I have a minus y plus y. Minus y plus y is going to cancel. Equals. Okay, and then I have a positive 6 minus 2. Okay, so 6 minus 2 is 4. Okay, so I have 2x equals 4. I'm going to go ahead and solve for x. Okay, I got x equals 2. Okay, so now I have to take my x equals 2 and plug it back into one of the original equations. You can use the first equation or the second equation. It doesn't make a difference. You get the same answer both ways. See, I'm going to go ahead and copy. I'll just copy the first one for no particular reason. Okay, so what do I know? I know that x is 2. So where the x is, I can substitute in 2. So where the x is, I'm going to substitute in 2. And I'm putting it in parentheses because it was 5 times x. Okay, now I can solve this. 10 minus y equals 6. That's a positive 10, so I'll subtract 10. Cancels. What is that? Minus 1y equals minus 4. Y equals positive 4. So x is 2 and y is positive 4. Okay, and if I had plugged x equals 2 into the second equation, I would have still gotten y equals 4. So whichever equation looks easier for you is fine. Okay, go ahead and start these practice problems. Pause the video while you try to figure them out, and then unpause so you can check your answers. Okay, for number 1, I got 3 comma 2, and number 1, and number 2, I got 2 comma -1. Okay, check your work if your answers do not match. Although if your answers match, your work might be different and it could still be correct. Okay, then go ahead and try the next 2 problems. Pause the video and then check your answers when you're done. Okay, for 3, I got -5 comma 3. For 4, I got 0 comma 6. If your answers are good, move on to the next 2. If your answers are not, check your work. Okay, I'm going to move to 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, for number 5, -3 comma -1. For number 6, 5 comma 4. Go ahead and check your last couple answers. Number 7 is -2 comma 0. Number 8 is 5 comma -2.